Hey everyone, welcome to Ellis Mowers. We're on part 2 of this Craftsman T2200 riding mower. It's about, or lawn tractor if we want to be politically correct. It's about 5 to 6 years old and has the 19 horsepower Briggs and Stratton engine, 42-inch cut, hydrostatic lever operated transmission. It's got the turn tight technology, cast iron axle, and all that good stuff on it. Nice little unit for what it is. Part 1, y'all saw me do a few things to it. We saw that the blades were completely trashed on it, and one of them was actually missing half of it. What else have we done to it? I did fix the tire. Right front tire had a miniature leak on it, and you can actually see it's still bubbling up ever so slightly there. I'm hoping that that automatic transmission fluid that I put in it will keep that cut from bubbling out anymore. It has held up over the course of a day, and it's got basically the same air. It's just barely bubbling out. I might decide to tube it. So we put blades on it. I also put this spring that goes onto the discharge chute on it. It was missing. And we also put oil in it. We had to also fix the head gasket on the engine. It was blowing out some smoke. It's kind of a shame the mower's less than 6 years old. Already had a blown head gasket. And as you can see by the looks of it, it seems like it was halfway decently taken care of. And also, you know, it did what it needed to do. Definitely not abused. Cosmetic shape's pretty good. Just really the blades and the head gasket were the bad parts on it. This episode, we're going to... I got a surging problem. I already cut the front yard with it. I have a surging problem with this mower, which is because they run these carburetors way too lean on these things, and so it makes it really hard to get them adjusted properly. Hopefully what I can do is take this out, carburetor off, and we can drill out the low side jet and make it run a lot smoother. That's really the only issue I have left with it, apart from cleaning it. So hopefully this will be a short episode. We're going to get started by taking some stuff off. Pretty easy to get all this stuff off here. I don't think I'm going to have to take the hood off this time. I'm just going to take this little fender skirt off, which attaches at the bottom. Pull it up. It attaches with this little tab. This is not my favorite design, but it's still a lot easier than the old Troy-built style hoods where you had to take the whole sides and everything off to access the engine. Unlock it. Pull the air filter out. The air filter has probably got another year left on it, honestly. So we'll leave that as is. Now I need to get some tools to get these off. Some 10 millimeters in the front there, and then since this has that shroud at the top here, I need to get some 10 millimeters to take off the gas tank again, or to take off those bolts that hold the gas tank and this shroud on. And then next order of business, so what will happen is I'll pull this engine cover off. You see the fuel pump is still on it as well, so I'm going to see if I can just pull it up. I got enough, it looks like I got enough slack in the lines, hopefully. I think I got enough slack in the lines. I'll just set it to the side. I'll take the fuel line off right here, and then we'll be able to access the rest of the carburetor. I could probably take it off with this cover on, but it, you know, just access helps a lot. So I'm going to do what I just said. We'll get down to the carburetor, take the carburetor off, and then I will hopefully drill out the low side jet, unless the the jet is clogged a little bit. It was running fine, and then I got to using it some, and it ended up getting to where it was not running correctly when the blades weren't on, surging quite a bit. So yeah, go ahead and do those steps. Catch you in just a second. Okay, y'all, so we are I got this off. One thing I noticed right here on the fuel, I guess the fuel line nipple, is that there was some white chalky residue on it, and that is likely from I would think it may be from exhaust gases getting into the intake. So have that going for us. This is a two-step process. You got 7/16" bolts right here that will take off this little tube, and then you have I believe it's 8mm. You need an 8mm deep well socket. Alright, so 7/16. Put the extension on it. You can see it's a little dirty under here as well. I still, the mower itself's not incredibly dirty. It just needs a good cleaning. Again, I think it's more use and not abuse. So that's interesting. I've never seen that little plastic piece inside the breather tube before. 8mm. Deep well, I even told myself. Luckily, Briggs really hasn't changed their designs over the past 20 years, so very much, except for them trying to cheapen things up. And now that they've filed for bankruptcy protection, I'm sure that they'll just get cheaper and cheaper. It's like this tube is just straight plastic as opposed to, it's just straight plastic right here as opposed to where it used to have like a little metal ring inside of it. That's the first one of those I've seen. Obviously I haven't worked on one of these this new before. So alright, we're taking the solenoid off, choke off, and now we're taking the throttle off. I usually get rid of the little spring first, followed by the big rod. Alright, let's go to the bench. So a quick aside here, for those of you who follow my channel, hopefully in future videos you're going to see this cabinet hung. And I've got this nice 4-foot, like 4,000 lumen, 4,500 lumen light. So that's going to help a lot in whenever I get like carburetors and stuff, and I'm working on the bench for y'all. So look forward to that coming up here in the future. In the meantime, we're going to work under my less than stellar lighting. Actually, it's not bad, it's just not bright really for y'all. 1/2-inch wrench. Wonder if I can get by with a 13. Yeah. Maybe. There we go. Let's see what it looks like in here. And get the impact and get like a number 2 impact. This is the best way to go after these Nikki carbs, is with an impact as opposed to with a screwdriver. These screws are very delicate and love to strip if you just use a regular screwdriver. Or just like that for me too. Alright, let me get a flathead. Who likes Nikki carbs? Nobody. Alright. Nobody likes Nikki carburetors. Well, let me get this thing off camera, that way you don't see me struggle with it. Like I said, usually an impact works. Of course, in this case, it's not. So give me just a second. I'll try and figure out a better solution to get that thing off. Okay, y'all. Let me show you. So it looks like the main jet picked up some of this goo and stuff. Wow, gonna really low. None of that works. There's some goo and whatnot on the carburetor. I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well. It's almost like gel. So what I can also see is that the jet is a little bit clogged as well. So what I'm going to do, this is actually pretty easy with these Nikkis, is that you can take the entire top assembly of it off, like so, right? The needles off and all that good stuff. And I can take that entire thing off right there. So as you can see, a little bit of crud in the jet. We'll clean that out. We'll clean that out. The jet's gotten pulled out now. And so this is just a little plastic piece with like emulsion tubes and stuff. We'll clean the emulsion tubes out. Clean this plastic piece out as well. And send it on down the line. Actually, the jet looks pretty good. Wonder if that emulsion tube was what was causing it. Either way, we're just going to throw some carb spray on it. Spray all this goodness off. Okay. Jet. I'm checking the jet just real quick. Okay, no crud in the jet. I think that emulsion tube was what was causing the issue. We'll wipe that off. Okay, so I'll wipe that off. We got a little bit of junk in the bowl here too. Just a little bit of gelled up gunk. So, and same thing up in the top. That's the low side jet. That I'm spraying out now. Making sure y'all are getting it. While I'm down here, I'm going to take this low speed jet and drill it out maybe just 1,000th or so. So let me find out, and I'll drill that out a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and wipe everything down and put it back together, because it's pretty clean now. So, catch you in just a second. So somewhat surprisingly, this jet is actually drilled out to at least 12 thousandths. Usually I drill them out to about 13 thousandths on the aftermarket Chinese carburetors. So that's good. Let's see, the jet, putting the jet back in to the carb. Does that fit? It fits on? No. Where is it? No, it does not. Okay. So the jet fits down, big side down. Except I'll up a little bit, that way I can. Right? Maybe not. Maybe I had it right the first time. Maybe it's a little side down and it just didn't get into the hole. Yeah, I think that's it. Ooh, got an O-ring trying to go astray on me. Okay, so that's that. I'm just going to pop the O-ring on the plastic piece itself. And so, okay, so I can do this. I'll just pop that on, just like so. Make sure everything is together now. We'll put the needle and the seat. Well, there is no seat, it's a plastic needle on this too. Oh, plastic. Plastic, plastic, plastic. Like Jason Pate calls it plastic fantastic. Alright, there we go. That needle is being very stubborn for some reason. And y'all get to watch me struggle with it. There we go. Slide pin. It's a one direction, no one. There. The bowl I used a wire brush on to get all that crud out. Cleaned it out. Doesn't matter what way it goes on as long as it gets in there. Screws, which I just tie down or screw back down. And then I'll screw this solenoid back in. I'll do that off camera real quick. Just kind of wanted to show you how it all goes back together. And I'll put it back on the mower off camera as well, since I showed you how to take it off, and then we will test it out. Okay, y'all, let's see what we got. Hopefully we have a much smoother running and a little bit quieter engine here. Let it do its thing for a few minutes. Make sure it doesn't start surging again. I bet that gas churned up some stuff in the carburetor to where it wasn't running as good. So I'll go ahead and cut the backyard with it and see how it does, and then we'll wash it, make it look good, get ready to sell it. Alright, here it is. Gave it a good wash. I know it doesn't look a whole lot different, but it is much cleaner than it was. Like I said, just gave it a nice little dusting. And it looks good. And I think the new owner is going to be very, very happy with this thing. I love it. I love this already. This is, if I were to spec, given the choice of what's out there, a consumer grade riding lawnmower to buy that's of newer vintage, so to speak, it would be this. So much better than the MTD products. I can't help that the Briggs Intech is not a very good engine for all intents and purposes. It just sounds so cheap. I don't know how to describe it otherwise. But it cut the backyard beautifully. It's not surging anymore, and it's ready to roll. Let me give you a breakdown of the price. I bought it for $340 with the bagger. I bought a head gasket for it, which is $20. Oil change about $6 or so. And parts wise, I think, or a set of blades, which I already had here at the house, which you can say they were about 20 bucks. So $20, $45, $385. So I have under $400 in it. Giving the guy a break that's buying it from me, I told him $800 or $600 if he wants to trade the one that he bought from me earlier in the year. So either way, I'm going to at least double my money off of this for just a couple of afternoons of work. Maybe, I don't know, 3 hours of work total, including testing it out. So really not too bad. Let's go for a ride. One last ride before we send this on down the line. I put the bagger on it. I'll give you one walk around. The bagger is an older unit, so these newer decks have like a little hook end device right here, and this bagger does not have, is not the hook end type bagger. However, you can fit one of these baggers onto these newer decks with little trouble. They fit a little tight, a little awkward around the chute, which all these Craftsman baggers do anyways. So, but let's crank her up. I did have it running maybe an hour ago, so that thing started right up for us. And Henry, Mowers and Blowers, if you're watching this, the headlights are bright as ever on these things. I don't always have working headlights, but these work. They work beautifully. Let's go for a ride. Blades. Reverse. Safety. Checked it on all levels too, so this bad boy's ready to rock and roll. So even on shutoff, it sounds like it's got an exhaust leak or something, but it is much quieter after I put that new exhaust gasket on, so I do know that it had a little bit of a leak. In all honesty, if I did not already have my beautiful Husqvarna over here, then this mower probably would be mine. But y'all have seen this is my biggest free find. I've cut with it some. I do need to put, at the very least, I think I got to put a drive belt on it. Do a little bit more work to it, but I mean, I didn't pay a thing for it, so I ain't complaining in the least. This right here is a very close cousin to it, if you want to say it. It's probably like the younger brother. It's just got different logos on it. A little bit smaller cut, a little bit smaller engine. Better transmission though. This has actually got the true hydrostatic in it with the, you know, the whole fan and everything. That one in there's got that little CVT plastic transmission. So, like I said, if I were to spec a consumer grade riding lawnmower to buy for my personal use, this would be pretty close. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Part 2 I know is much shorter than part 1. I just kind of wanted to take my time and show y'all kind of everything. Since there was a few small things wrong with this, I just wanted to kind of show y'all everything that I do with a lawnmower, from diagnosis to repair to final product. And this is a perfect example. They don't always turn out this well. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little 2-part series on this Craftsman T2200. Let me know what y'all think about my purchase price, what I put into it, and what I'm going to get out of it. If you think about it, it's the same deal as if I got a lawnmower for free, put about $75 into it to get it going and sold it for $400 to $500. I just am $300 higher than that. Put a lot of money into it. Anyways, let me know what y'all think. Hope y'all enjoyed this again, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. But if you want to keep up with what I do here in the garage, my Instagram and Facebook is Ellis Mowers 09. Ellis Mowers 09. You can catch me right here Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 p.m. right here on my YouTube channel as well. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.